With conditionals, there are different ways to kind of mess around with the condition a little bit. We could, with the if P then Q, we could flip things around. We could do if Q then P, or we could throw some nots in there. Okay, if not P then not Q, or if not Q then not P. Okay, there's different ways that we can combine those statements, and we have names for them. So if you flip the direction, all right, from if P then Q to if Q then P, that's called the converse of the statement. Now it's important to note that the converse, a lot of people think, or maybe not consciously, but subconsciously, they'll think that the converse is the same thing. It's not, okay, and we're going to see about what the relationship is. But that's just called the converse, all right? If from your original you negate the two statements, so instead of P implies Q, you have not P implies not Q, that's called the inverse. Okay? And then this one's maybe a little bit complicated, but not too bad. The inverse of the converse. In other words, Q implies P, and then you negate both of those statements. Not Q implies not P. That's called the contrapositive. So those are some just some terminology for these different statements and how they relate to an original conditional. We're going to look down here at the truth table for those statements, and I'm not going to be super. I'm not going to go through and oh, sorry, that's false. Explain all of the different things, because I'm confident that we could go and get those completing this. But I'm just going to show you what they are, and then point out a couple of interesting facts. First of all, notice that the conditional and the contrapositive. So a conditional statement, if you look at the contrapositive, note that the truth values are identical. Okay? That means the conditional and the contrapositive are what we call equivalent statements. Okay? They mean the exact same thing. Also notice that the converse and the inverse, those have the same truth values, so those are equivalent statements. Now this is useful sometimes in making arguments. It may be easier to make an argument for the contrapositive than it is for the conditional, but because they're equivalent statements, if you can prove the contrapositive, then that's the same as proving the conditional.